Grand Buffet, wala na signal ka mangulong CEO billionaire federal na world. Nah. Buffet, I'm doing this video just because I shared a story about the conversation that I had yesterday with one of the foreign guy. He's a foreign guy who lives here in South Africa, who's making over 500,000 rand, over 500,000 rand every year, okay, here in South Africa. So I shared that story on my TikTok account, and I saw a lady who wanted to know more, So she asked for more, She wanted to know for part two. Only to find out what yesterday I was just doing highlights about the conversation that we had with that guy. So now let me just share a full story, even though I won't go into details about what we shared, what we were actually talking about, So I'm gonna do that little bit highlight about what we spoke about. So yesterday, actually this started on Thursday. On Thursday, while I was in a taxi, so I went to my Instagram and I was like, oh, there's a message. Then I went there. So this guy approached me, actually texted me on my DM, wanted to know about something, Maybe most of the people, they do not know about me because I always hide what I'm doing. So I'm just the type of a person who always to share financial things with people. Financial things, I won't say advices, but just financial cautions, let me say so, what to do, what not to do. And I'm always saying this, Uzi, whatever that I'm sharing with you or with somebody else, it's not a financial advice. If somebody is looking for a financial advice, must visit or seeking for somebody who's certified and registered with FSCE, because everything in case I share about my finances, it's all about my experience, and about what I've learned. So yeah, so he approached me, wanted to know about something related to his finances. I do not know why abantu they always think I'm a millionaire or what, just because of type of knowledge that I have. I don't even have 50K on my bank account. Not even my net worth is less than even 20K. My net worth, even a year I'm making less than 50K. 50K is too much. Less than 20K a year, So I do not know why people they always think or would say I'm a millionaire or whatever they think I am. So I spoke to him, so we shared the type of information. So he asked me the type of books that I learned, I read. So I was open to him. No, the book that really opened my mind, it was a Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. That book really opened my mind and changed my mindset completely about how I used to look at money. I used to look at money as something just to get and to spend. Get money, spend money. Get money, spend money. But ever since I learned that book, it was back 2017. Then my mind completely changed. I started to teaching myself how to save, where can I invest, how can I invest into real estate, which are the things that I can put my money into that gonna brings me more money, So I told him those things. Then I said, but the first person who really opened my mind, it's a guy he's a Chinese foreign but currently living in Canada, which is Utanlok. While I was going through YouTube, I came across with his video. Then he was talking about how you can make money, Then he recommended some of the books. So one, Robert T. Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he spoke about it because he was talking about the money quadrant, So I was like, no, let me just try and find this book and understand what is it all about. So I read it. Then as from there, then I started to push myself to learn and understand how actually money works. So I told him that. Then I told him that the second book that I read, it was I think Rich and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Then the third one, it's A Richest Man in Babylon, which is my favorite. I like that one because I feel like it talks to me. It talks to me. I feel like it talks to us as black people. If the father was teaching his son, we would say how the son must make the money. If my father, it happens that he made millions, then instead of him giving me millions, he decides to give me just 10% of his millions and say, here's the money, I want you to bring more money than what I gave you. So that book, it really trained me currently. Even right now, whenever that I'm thinking about something related to finance, I'm always thinking of that book. I'm like, I don't want to make such mistakes that Akai did, if I'm not mistaken, Akai. So I just wanna be more like his father rather than be like a son. So that is what we spoke about. He shared some of the things. So I asked him actually who you are and where you're from. He said he is actually is from Afghanistan. So as he came from Afghanistan, came here in South Africa 2008. So he's been here since then. Then how he started making money, that was my question. How you started making money in South Africa, because I can see that you're making money. I said, when you got here in South Africa 2008, my mom and my dad opened a tuck shop. Me and my siblings, he had 3 siblings. It was his bigger brother, him, and the last born, which is his sister. So when his mom and his dad opened a tuck shop here in South Africa in the streets of Soweto, he said they had one tuck shop. 2009, by 2009 approaching 2010, around November, December, he said they got the second tuck shop. When this thing, World Cup, arrives here in South Africa, they already had 4 tuck shops, and one of the tuck shop was near the name of the stadium, Soccer City Stadium. I'm not sure if it's still called Soccer City. I'm just a soccer player. I'm not a football fan. I'm just a soccer player. So then they had a tuck shop around there. Then that tuck shop, he said it really changed their life, because the tuck shop, it generated more money than other tuck shops. Then with that tuck shop, then they were able to open another tuck shop to compete with the same tuck shop during the World Cup, because it was just first few games in Joburg, then brought them like real money. Then they opened another tuck shops immediately during the World Cup, So they had 5 tuck shops. It was his mom running one, his father running another one, him running another one, his bigger brother, and the younger sister, So 5 tuck shops in 2010. Moving forward, after 2010, they met, he and his brother, they met other African brothers, 5 African brothers. He said one from Pakistan, one from Somalia, one from Zim, and the two guys, they were from Nigeria. So they formed a group, which is, they call themselves what alliances. It's not a registered group, but it's tuck shop alliances, something like that. So they formed that group, and they started building more tuck shops and more tuck shops. In a way, we would see a Somalian they built most of those, then they transferred this knowledge to Yena and his family, how they started having 5 tuck shops. Then they told these other guys, no, just bring your brothers and your brothers and your brothers, to run or to operate on the tuck shops that you're going to open. Then they started opening more tuck shops and more tuck shops. He said currently here in South Africa, currently today, as like today, they are owning over 50 tuck shops here in South Africa. They have tuck shops in three biggest provinces, in three big cities, which is Durban, Joburg, and Cape Town. That is where they are operating, and they are making a lot of money for them. He said he's making over 500K a month. Not a month, a year. So that to me was the biggest achievement. But at the same time, it came to a point where I have to ask myself a question, be like, how? And instead of that question, I asked him that question. I'd be like, bruh, how can we as a black South African make money as much as you do as a foreign brothers who lives here in South Africa? He said to me, three facts. These are three facts he said to me. He said, the first thing is that you South Africans, you are competitors of each other. You compete with each other. You don't want to work together. You don't want to unite and build something for yourselves. The only thing that you can do is just to hate on each other. If somebody else is doing better than somebody else, you're saying that person is having in your car. He said that person is having in your car, or that person is think that is better than whom, then you decide to do what? You end up killing each other, That is why he even mentioned that the reason why it's been so much hate on us as foreign people is that we came here in South Africa, we didn't take nobody's job, but we've been making money here in South Africa. You South Africans comes to us for something that is here in your country. We just go we take our money, going to wholesalers, buy something in packs, then we distribute it to each other, then we sell it to you guys. We get the money, we take this money, we give it to somebody else. One person goes to a certain wholesale, buy it a certain amount, we get a discount, we sell it at a certain price, we make about 30% margin, 30%, that's a lot. Then they redo that, He said, that is the first thing that made us who we are, me and my family. Can you imagine? This guy lives in a very quiet area here in Durban. He lives in a Morningside. He's a foreign guy, lives in Morningside, but still driving I-20, just a smaller car, I-20, but they are operating almost, I would say, all over Durban, because he said they have tuck shops, Kwamashu, they have tuck shops in Mlazi, Claremont. I mentioned few townships, Even in a town, they're having those stores, even Nama Lentoli, Bakanda, Nama cell phone, Nama tuck shops, like so pay down, said some of those tuck shops now belong on board, So he said the second thing that he spoke about was we must stop relying on government. We must stop complaining about government this, government that. We must start to work on ourselves. We must put power on ourselves, We must put power in our minds and in our hands. This thing of complaining about government, that Ramaphosa did that, Ramaphosa did that, Ramaphosa this, Ramaphosa that, that's what's hold us back. Because every time it's all about the government. It's all about the councillors. We are unable to do this because our councillors is corrupt. We are unable to do this because our government is corrupt. Yes, we do understand that. That is what he said. Yes, we do understand. Everybody sees what is happening. Everybody sees what is Ramaphosa doing. But that mustn't stop us. He said that mustn't stop you as a black South Africans to make money. He even said that there are some people here in South Africa who are making millions, black South African who are making millions. And if you can go to those people and ask them how, they're going to tell you that there is nothing that they are looking for coming from the government. The only thing that they can do, they can just give their money away to government, which is what we call it tax. But they are looking for nothing coming from the government. The only thing that they know is that they have to work for themselves. If you as South Africans, just few leaders can able to teach black people, black South Africans, that it's not all about the government, but it's about you. And those people that can really take that from those leaders or from those people. They can completely change their lives. That was the second thing that he said to me. It was deep, it was long. He mentioned so many things, but as I said, I'm trying to make it short, or to highlight. Then the third thing that he said, you a call. Yeah, the pain of call. I think I have to see with the hotel, because this thing, yeah, I'm like, costly izinto out of meeting, having a serious meeting with the person, then be like, I know the second point. Like right now, I can see it's here, but I can't find it, but I see it. You know that thing. So, okay, let's just forget about it. Maybe I'm going to remember along the way. So those things that he said to me, it opened my mind, not just because my mind I wasn't seeing what is happening, but it really changed my mind about what I was thinking, about how I used to look at the government and be like, yo, really, South Africa, it's because of government. But in fact, what came to my mind is that we as people, we have to start as many companies as we can. The third thing, we must form a group. That is the third thing. The third thing that we must do, we must form a group. Because he said they are called tactical alliances. He said you must form such alliances where you have to form a group, trust each other. If somebody else is having 1,000 rand and somebody else is having 1,000 rand and somebody else is having 1,000 rand, somebody else is having 1,000 rand, combine that money, go to wholesales, buy some products. As a person who lives in a township, that what are the products that people they use the most. Buy those products. When you go to a wholesale, then buy those things in bulks, you're gonna get a discount, maybe about 15% discount, 20% discount. Then you come back, you sell the thing at full price, which means if you got 20% discount, now you're going to make 20% in profits. I was like, that thing, to me, it was like, it doesn't make sense, but it started to make sense because you get 20% discount from the wholesale. Then you sell the thing and you make 20% profit. It's like you didn't lose money, but you make 20% profit. So is that if we can start doing such things called alliances or the stock falls. He even said your mommies, your gogos are doing stock falls. But at the end, the only thing that they're doing stock falls for is just for December. They're only doing it for December. Then they get food for December, it's Christmas, Happy New Year. Then after that comes January, no money. You all worried about where you're gonna get money. My friend, I'm telling you. Said, my friend, I'm telling you. That is the biggest problem about you South Africans. Is that you do not know how to make money, but to live in a golden country where you have a lot of money. I get you, Imran. Say busy the Kamalak, Imran from first time. I said I get you, Imran. So to me now, I'm having another mindset about how I used to look at things. I'm the type of a guy who thinks when it's come to doing some of the things, and especially when it's come to this point of making money. I always be like, I'm alone, I'm myself. I gotta do something to make some money. I'm not relying to anyone. Relying on bazali. I bought my first cell phone. It was ngizokhumbula ngey'khathi Lumia. I bought myself a Lumia. That was my first thing. And the second thing that I bought myself was a PlayStation 2. Bought it myself, So that is where ngithi mina ngaphuma khona uba independent. Then it's from there I started to buy myself cell phones and stuff, you know. So ukurelax bazali angaphume ngimncane ngiphume ngila ko 15 aphuma nje indabeni ukuthi when I need something I need to go to umzali because isimo usibona okay yabona okay sibangaka ekhaya and kudingeka ukuthi so you don't have to go into anyone. I mean, I won't say I'm coming from a very poor. No, I'm not coming from a very poor background. Where I come from, besikutheni besithola breakfast emini masibuya esikoleni besidla ntambama besingalali idlile besingalali nje singadlanga and ugogo bangakubulala ke uthi uzolala wena ekubeni kuphekiwe ubulala nje ugogo, you know. Even right now sibadala manje sisineyitshebo ugogo makwasha u7 past 7 umuntu angahleli siyathetha yena. So what was important is that we as a black people now, we are black South Africans, we gotta look at ourselves and be ashamed of ourselves, you know, because actually I think what is controlling us the most is the politic. This thing of a politic, we need to move from that. And another thing that you move away from is the weight or something called apartheid. Yes, I know I was in there, and as I was in there, I'm that person who also hated as if I experienced apartheid. But that is a past. That is long time. It went long time ago. If you think that you are still not yet oppressed, we are still oppressed because financially we are still oppressed. Everything that is happening in the country, the media, they are controlling everything. You can't just say anything. You can't just raise your voice and people hear your voice because the media is controlled by certain people who runs this country, the mafias, you know. Even our electricity, we are having this thing load shedding. It's because there are mafias who are controlling certain things, you know. If you can ask yourself, where's the money? Why Ramaphosa borrowed 500 billion and we don't even have that? Don't even have 100 billion, not even 5 billion. Not even know where is the money. You know, nobody knows where is the money. Why? It's because number one, our country is in debt. Number two, there are mafias who are running this country. And if our leaders, they can just come out and say, let me die if I have to die, but our country is not ruled by us, or it's not run by us, it's run by certain people who live at a certain place, then this country will forever in debt, will forever work for other people. So it's better for us as black South Africans to work for ourselves, make money for ourselves, and change our situations. My name is Ukolano Sidney Mangolo, CEO Billionaire Federal Now.